Okay. Hello and welcome to our second cocktail concerts. My name is Hayley Coopersmith, and I'm the manager of public programs at the museum at Eldridge Street. And tonight I am joined by Cantor extraordinaire, Hayley Kobilinsky. Hayley, besides from virtually at the Eldridge Street Synagogue, which is beautiful behind you, where are you joining us from tonight?
Well, I wish I were in this beautiful building, but instead I am joining you from a room in my home in Westchester County, northern Westchester, New York. And I hope that we are reaching all corners of the globe right now.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Hayley, and thank you for all of you out there for joining us and who have tuned in. During these troubling times, music can be so very healing to the soul. And Hayley, I'd love to get a few of your thoughts on that.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. We hear so often from people coming to services, congregants and visitors and guests, that they're seeking a place of solace where they can make a break from what's going on in the rest of the world and find some peaceful time. And a huge portion of that sense of comfort that they get is from the music that they hear within, the familiar sounds of our tradition. Many find incredibly peaceful and open them up to a sense of calm that they are missing in the rest of the work week.
That's so beautiful. Have you been playing a lot of music during this time?
Oh, absolutely. I am currently serving as the sole spiritual leader of a very tiny congregation here in Westchester. It's called Congregation Chavurat Tikva. And a major central portion of what we do is based and centers around music. And we have really increased, if anything, increased dramatically our musical offerings. We've been lighting Shabbat candles together regularly and marking the ceremony of Havdalah, which ends Shabbat. We've been doing that regularly, streaming live, so that we can just get a little bit of time together and that companionship that we're all so dearly missing at this time of self-isolation.
Do you think you can show us tonight a few of the songs that you've been playing?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. They'll,
Amazing.
they'll be a little bit less Shabbat centric than one would hear on Shabbat, but certainly pieces which have been done on Shabbat and which are certainly appropriate for the sanctuary setting, either the sanctuary of your choice or this beautiful Eldridge Street sanctuary background that I have here. Well, the first piece that I thought of when you asked me to sing tonight for Eldridge Street was a piece called Gesher Tsar Me'od, because of the words. The words, which were written by Rabbi Nachman of Breslov from Ukraine, speak of how the entire world is a narrow bridge. And the important thing is not to be afraid. And at this time when so much of what we hear and what we're experiencing is fear, I thought that this is a very fitting sentiment to share with everyone tonight, because we are surrounded by that potential to always feel fear, and it's important for us to keep a level mind. כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, והעיקר גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, והעיקר, לא לפחד, לא לפחד כלל, והעיקר, לא לפחד כלל. A sentiment that is so important, and I love how this piece just draws you in and just makes you want to sing along and to tap your feet and to find a moment of rejoicing despite the fact that we are surrounded by much that we are not rejoiceful about right now. That brings me to another piece that I wanted to do. This one is perhaps a little bit further afield, but I think very, very appropriate for this week, during which we commemorate the Shoah with Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Awareness Day. And the piece that I'm going to offer is called Ailee, Ailee. And I hope you know this piece. The words were by Hannah Senesh, who was a fighter in the resistance in the fight in World War II. And the piece, which is in both Hebrew and English, so you'll understand, talks about all of the things that we love so much that we hold on to, that we hold on to when things are difficult. And this is a piece that was taught to me by my childhood cantor, who is a frequent volunteer at Eldridge Street Synagogue. And I've been singing this piece since I was a child. So I will thank her for that, Cantor Betty Cohen. And I offer you Ailee, Ailee. Ailee. I was thinking about this piece just yesterday when I was speaking with another one of my mentors, actually a major mentor to all female cantors out there. The first female cantor, Barbara Osveld, and I were on the phone yesterday, and I was reminiscing a little bit that this piece, Ailee, Ailee, was actually the song that I sang at my interview for cantorial school. So this is all the more fitting. And further, I myself am a third generation Holocaust survivor. And so this piece, so fitting for the theme of Yom HaShoah, I wanted to offer to you. So, well, for those who have attended some of the other concerts that I have been so very honored to have been invited to do at Eldridge Street Synagogue, they will know that I am a big fan of Yiddish. I'm a big Yiddishophile. I absolutely love the sounds of Yiddish, the feel of it. Singing in that language just gives me absolutely enormous joy. I always try to work a little bit of Yiddish, a bissel of Yiddish, I should say, into every concert that I do and even into Shabbat services. And so I'm stretching a little bit here to do a piece that is, I don't usually do accompanying myself on guitar. But again, I felt like I had to because of the theme of our lives right now with coronavirus. The Yiddish piece, Be Gesund, talks about how we love the freeness of the air and the sun that shines for us regardless of whether we are rich or poor, and includes the oh so appropriate quote, "As long as you're healthy, you're happy." A bissel Sonn, a bissel Regen, a ruhig Ort, dem Kopf zu legen, a be gesund, kann man glücklich sein. A Schuch, a Sock, a Kleid und Lattes in Kaschene, a 3-4 Zlottes, a wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint für jeden einen, Orem oder Reich. A bissel Freude, a bissel Lachen, amol mit Freien, a Schnäpsel machen, a wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. A bissel Sonn, a bissel Regen, a ruhig Ort, dem Kopf zu legen, a wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. A Schuch, a Sock, a Kleid und Lattes in Kaschene, a 3-4 Zlottes, a wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Die Luft ist frei, für jeden gleich. Die Sonne, sie scheint für jeden einen, Orem oder Reich. A bissel Freude, a bissel Lachen, amol mit Freien, a Schnäpsel machen, a wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein. Eine sucht das Schieres, eine sucht Gewehres, einem in die ganze Welt. Einer meint das ganze Glück mein Bier. A bissel Sonn, a bissel Regen, a ruhig Gott, dem Kopf zu legen, a wie gesund, kann man glücklich sein.
Yay! Oh, put this back in gallery. Yay! That was so amazing.
Thank you so much, Hayley. The other Hayley.
We're both Hayley. I'm sure that was confusing at the beginning for everyone listening who hasn't met us in person. It's definitely a lot of confusing emails back and forth, but thank you, Hayley, so much.
Oh, it is absolutely my pleasure and my honor. And I am I look at the virtual background behind me and I look at what the museum at Eldridge Street Synagogue has created from the skeletal building where I first sang back in, I think it was 2004, yeah. I think. And it's just such a stunning place that offers so much culturally. I want to thank you on behalf of everyone streaming for offering such wonderful cultural materials to us, especially at this time when we're all feeling so very isolated.
Well, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it without artists like yourself. It's such an honor, really, to have you with us tonight. And, Eldridge in and of itself couldn't exist without artists like yourself coming when we're in person or virtual to fill our space with music. And everyone online, I'm sure watching, is clapping with me to thank you for your beautiful contribution to all of us virtually.
Thank you so very much.
Yeah, it's just really so special, and we can't wait to have you back with us in our physical space very soon. And do you have anything else you want to add before we sign off for the evening?
Well, I would just again like to say thank you for having been invited to participate in this concert. I consider it an enormously high honor, and I want to share with everyone who is watching tonight, who is either feeling that isolation or I hope not, but I'm sure that there are so many in our midst, especially in the New York City metropolitan and tri-state area and far beyond, who are dealing with this COVID virus. And I hope you know that those of us that are in the synagogue community, we pray the Misha Berach prayer all the time for healing, for the wider community, for all of you. Whether or not you are members of a synagogue, we are thinking of you and sending you so much love and strength, and I hope that everyone realizes that they are not alone. And thank God for technology, because it brings us into each other's homes in a way that nothing else can do it, just like we are doing it right now with Facebook Live and with Zoom. And I just feel so very lucky that that I have the opportunity to play a small role in that.
That's a beautiful way to end this, and sending love to everybody out there watching, and to you and your family, Hayley. Thank you again, and thank you all who are out there watching. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.